your name and why you're here?
My name's Tom, and I'm here just to tell the stories to people back in America, the importance of everybody in the world working together to help the Ukrainian people.
Are you surprised to see the Chinese people here working here at the border?
No, because I think we're all human.
Yeah.
And this is a human problem.
Yeah.
And I think, but also if I can see you have to take down the Chinese Communist Party. So if anybody understands oppression, is the Chinese people. I mean, so I think it's the beauty of people helping people.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be, I shouldn't be surprised to see you here.
Yeah.
Because you care, you're smiling, you're happy, and I think that's the most important thing is that we all help each other.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason I'm here.
And so I'm glad that you recognize that we're the new Chinese people. And we're not from the communist Chinese government. And you know what? On June 4th, we'll be celebrating our Independence Day. So on June 4th, we'll be celebrating the birth of the new federal state of China. And we have declared independence from the dictatorship and tyranny of the Chinese communist government.
Well, I think people need to have a voice, and I think if you look at oppression around the world, they deal in misinformation.
Yeah.
And they deal in taking away the voice of the people. And so the more people can stand up for their rights and speak out, you saw that in Tiananmen Square.
Yes,
yeah,
you know, remember that, man.
I remember that, and so, but when many people work together, I think it's possible. But the authoritarians don't want that. So.
And that's why we're doing that, because
Good for you. Thank you for your help here with this crisis, and I think when the world gathers around to help others, it makes for a better future, don't you think?
Yeah, I'm actually so glad to see you here because I think you're doing a very important service to American people and to all the people from around the world that CNN is not doing, because I've seen many mainstream media, they have big camera, they have well-equipped, people, but I think their story are not capturing those moments about the human story. That's why I see so many freelancers like yourself, and you're recognizing the Chinese people's yearning for freedom. And like the King is from Hong Kong. When he was part of the Hong Kong freedom movement, they were struggling against the Chinese Communist Party. And the Rule of Law Foundation, this is the organization based in New York that sponsored all of us to be here. We're also providing humanitarian support for the Hong Kong people. And if the Chinese government ever attacks Taiwan, let's hope they don't. But if they ever do, then the Rule of Law Foundation and the New Federal State of China will be the first responders. Will be there to help them. And so this is all about humanity. So are you from Atlanta?
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah, nice. So
I grew up as a military kid. So my father was so I got to live in Korea and Israel. And so it's important, I think, for Americans to broaden their worldview.
Yeah.
And I think if we stay inside our borders, and we never know what the rest of the world is like. And I think the fact that there are people like us everywhere.
Yeah.
We're not I think many Americans are American-centric.
Yeah.
And it's because they haven't seen the border of Ukraine. They haven't been to Hong Kong. They haven't. And so I think I would encourage my people to see the world and to talk to people like you, right? And to learn from your stories. And I think the broader our worldview, the better we are citizens of the world. And I think that's important.
Yeah, I know that I used to live in Atlanta. I know the whole world knows a very famous figure from Atlanta. That is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
Part of our legacy.
Yes. His legacy has a profound impact on people from all over the world. And so one of the most famous quotes he said is that injustice in one place is a threat to justice everywhere.
Absolutely, yeah.
So this war happening in Ukraine is a fight between good and evil, and that's why you're seeing so many people line up to help. And so I hope I'd like to see a much longer line of the international community rallying support behind the new federal state of China to take down the Chinese Communist Party. How does that sound?
That sounds great. That sounds great. I wish you the best in that effort. I think that's exciting that you're speaking up for freedom for the Chinese people.
Actually, we do have that person. He's the Chinese version of the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. His name is Miles Guo. He started the movement 5 years ago in New York, and he has been brutally persecuted and attacked by the Chinese Communist Party. And now look at this, scale and multitude. That there, hundreds of millions of Chinese people worldwide are rallying behind him to take down the world's biggest dictatorship.
Yeah, and you look at the influence that Zelensky's had in Ukraine and his willingness to stay. And he could have been easily evacuated, and then I think that he's rallied the people of Ukraine to protect their national heritage, their country, and I'm optimistic about Ukraine's future.
Yeah, so, me too. I've seen people wearing the T-shirt with Zelensky's most famous quote, "Give me ammunition, not a free ride." Yeah, so for the Chinese people is that we will fight until we win, until we take down the Chinese Communist Party. And thank you, and hope you achieve your purpose in Ukraine. Thank you.